So let's start from the fire part from the quick from the hands that come on my heart. I can't make it down. I can't make it down. So get that you jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Jump up and get down. Jump up, 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 jump up.
Hello guys, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Um, my name is Samaze Patrick Dike, and I want to welcome you to this evening's program. I want to say welcome, welcome, and welcome to the program. I don't want to waste much of our time because it's already late. But I want to welcome each and every one of you, and it's my pleasure. Yes, Asadima, good evening. Please help me share this video, make it go around. And please, 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 I just want us to dwell on, you know, the the reality on the ground. I want us to dwell on the reality, and we'll be talking about the fact-finding mission of the Southeast governors and Ohaneze Igbo. And before we proceed, I would like you to, each and every one of us here, to help us share this video, tag your friends, and make it go around, because it is very, very important that we continue to use the social media, which is being under attack right now, to tell the truth and expose things that are happening on the ground. And we cannot allow certain politicians, to change the narrative, or allow certain politicians to use what is happening, use the victims of what happened in Obibo, to use their blood to play politics in Nigeria. You can play politics as much as you want. You can make peace with whoever you want to make peace with. Nobody is against you playing your politics. It's normal Nigerian politics. Nobody takes responsibility, but we have to tell the truth. We have to tell the truth the way it is. And the truth is that Igbos are being Igbo in the name of IPOB. Our people are being killed in Obibo in the name of looking for IPOB members. People are being maimed in Obibo in the name of looking for IPOB members. Young children are being starved right now. That children do not have access to food, they don't have access to water, they don't have access to, we are not even talking about them going to school, but because you need to be alive to talk about going to school. And that reality cannot be taken away. We've seen the activities of the Eastern governors. They went to Nyesom, Nwike, and all of them were there castigating. All of them were there, trying to play down the event that took place and that is still taking place, Obibo right now. And you cannot wipe it away. You cannot delete the fact that Igbos are being targeted and killed in Obibo, even right now as you are speaking, in the name of looking for IPOB members, looking for IPOB. And I listened to those people who came to fact, they said it's a fact-finding mission. And the fact-finding they came to look for is in the office of the governor. They came to the office of the governor. None of them even bothered to go down to Obibo by themselves. Nobody bothered among even Nyesom that was singing Nwike Kaigeso, Nwike Kaigeso, didn't, as an Igbo Secretary General of Ohaneze Igbo, didn't ask the governor to take him to Obibo to go and assess the level of damage. How can you talk about finding facts? How can you go to seek or go and find a fact without being on the ground to look at what the damage that is being done? How can you find facts in the office of the governor of the state? You know, so it is, for me, it is very, very funny, but it's not. It looks funny, but it's not. And if I start playing the audio of things they said there, they said so many things about what is happening in social media and all the bullshit that they are saying. And you find out that they are worried about what is happening in social media, but they didn't even go on the ground to verify what is happening on the ground. Since you are a river state, what will it have taken all of them to move down to Obibo in convoy to go and see things for themselves? They were all under a condition. They are all under air condition, relaxed, and they are all clapping hands and singing. None of them took the pain or even took the stress to go to Obibo and see things for themselves. So I read certain comment, but for me, it's not important responding to certain comment, but I have to move forward. So what I'm trying to say here is, how can you say you are on a fact-finding mission and you didn't even go to the location where the incident happened, where people were killed? In fact, some of the information that came to us, that even the military were looting people's property, the one they couldn't carry, they burned them down, to the point of even taking livestock like chicken. Somebody said they even came to his house, the military, the police, they came to his house, they stole his chickens. And the chicken that was laying eggs, they took everything, they brought down the building, burnt up the property they could take, they took them. The one they couldn't take, they burned them down. So now, how do you expect the governor to accept that Igbos are being killed in River State when none of you have been able to go there to ask questions? Because we know that there are a lot of people who were even who went through crossfire, who were going about their normal duties. Igbo people were going about their normal duties, and most of them were hit by stray bullets. Have you been able to go and find out these realities? Speak with the family members that are managed to be alive, if there are any. Because as we are speaking right now, Obibo is deserted. All the Igbo young men and the children, everybody, especially young men, are all on the run. You cannot find anybody on the ground. The military is still patrolling there. They are still looking for who to kill. They are still kidnapping. They are still arresting. And all of them are in the government house. clapping and singing for Nyesom Nwike. We are not against you playing your Nigerian politics because we know that the desperation is for 2023 Igbo presidency. Nobody is stopping you from playing your politics of trying to lobby and find a ground where you can, become president in 2023. But how can you be talking about 2023 presidency when you cannot even go on the ground to find out what happened to the people you say are your people, the Igbos, Ohaneze and Igbo? Not of Ohaneze and Igbo have not gone to Igbo to bring any credible report. Ohaneze and Igbo have not been able to send their delegates. Ohaneze and Igbo, Nyesom have not been able to send delegates to Igbo to go and look at the level of damage there and know exactly what happened. So I took my time to listen to the video, and I saw Nyesom trying to be a musician, trying to sing songs and chorus and praises on a man who have massacred your own people. Because I don't even see Nyesom as an Igbo man any longer. You cannot go to the office of the governor on a fact-finding mission. You cannot go to the office of a governor who is also the governor himself is being indicted. Nwike, as we speak presently, is being indicted on the activities of the military, the operation that is going on in Igbo. So how do you go to a governor who already is indicted to go and find facts? What kind of fact do you think Nwike is going to give you? How do you know the fact if you don't go to the ground? How do you know what happened if you don't go to Igbo and ask questions and see for yourself firsthand what happened? So at the end of the day, that is what we continue to bring, because many people will look at that video and they would be discouraged. A lot of people will be confused, because when I was listening to the video, listening to the things they were saying, I couldn't even breathe. I couldn't breathe. You cannot play politics at the back of the death of your own people. You cannot play politics at the detriment of the life and the survival of your people. You cannot use the life of people that you are supposed to protect to play politics because you are looking for 2023 alliance for Igbo presidency. You are looking for alliance for Igbo presidency in 2023. Is it not shameful? Is it not shameful? Is it not shameful that the so-called Eastern governors, the so-called Ohaneze and Igbo, none of them have taken the pain or even the pleasure of going to Igbo to see for themselves firsthand of what happened there. They all took their motorcades to the governor's office, and from there, they all left. None of them even had the courage to say, okay, Governor, do we move to Igbo and see what happened? When people went to Lagos to assess the level of damage, Did they end up only in the governor's office? We saw some governors even from the north who went to Lagos to see for themselves. They took them to the street. They took them to locations of where things were burnt down, where police station was burnt down, where the bus stop and everything was burned down. Why didn't these fake politicians demand that they go to Obigbo and see firsthand with their own eyes? They didn't bother to tell the governor, Nwike. They didn't tell Governor Nwike, okay, take us to Obigbo. At least them going to Obigbo will now give them a clearer picture of, to be able to now dispute what people were saying on social media. They just, you know, everything that was said on social media was completely condemned in Nwike's office, without them now going there to see if what they were hearing on social media, if the pictures that were coming on social media were true or false. They didn't bother going. They didn't bother going to Obigbo to look at the level of damage and also see the military that are patrolling there and also ask questions. Because if they had gone to Obigbo, they would have had the opportunity to interact with the local people there. Not just listening to what the governor also have to say, but also getting the opinion of the local people. They ended up in Rivers State Government House. They did their music, they sang, they rejoiced, and all of them entered their convoy and returned back empty, without nothing to show. Is that the kind of leadership that we are expecting as a people? Are these the kind of leaders, the leadership that cannot even attend to a local need, but they want to take their leadership to the national level? They only went to seek praises for Nwike for fighting IPOB. They went to congratulate him for killing Igbos in the name of IPOB. Just a moment.
The first thing we like to do is to ask our people, the Igbo in Rivers State, all these things we are hearing in the social media, are they true? That's what we came to find out. And so we would like you to address us. Maybe I'm sure you would have had your spokesperson, one person. We've discussed with the governor of Rivers State. We will let you know how we discussed. But we would first like to hear from you. We have come to a family meeting. No matter our geographical divisions, we are intertwined. Some of us have our sisters living here. Mothers from our place or their grandmothers. Some of our people from Igbo land have lived here so long that they know River State more than our homeland. And Therefore, because of the miscegenation, the intertwining ropes of fidelity and affinity that hold us together, we can never be witnesses to a disunity amongst us. I will tell you people.
Okay, now, Nwike is talking about the relationship. I don't want to go into that. I don't want to go into the relationship. I don't want to go into the PP grammar of intertwinement and intertwinement. Now, Nyawodo said he has come to ask, that he has come to ask Ndị Igbo in Rivers State about what they had in social media. That they have come to ask Ndị Igbo in Rivers State, not Ndị Igbo in Igbo, where this thing happened. Now, this person who is speaking, I don't know the man with the Igwe cap, is he a resident of Igbo, or he just one of the chosen tools?
Not to believe all the news you hear from the social media, because majority of the news are lies. They do it in order to incite one section of the people against the other. So,
what is lie about the killing in Igbo? What is lie about the killing of Igbos in Igbo? What is the lie that Igbos are being killed, being massacred in Igbo, even as we are speaking right now? They try to paint social media black, because it is only in social media you can get informations on the ground, because all the mainstream media have been bought over. All the mainstream media have been intimidated by the government, in such that there are some true reports you will bring, the government can even sanction you for bringing reality report on the ground. It is only on social media that you can see pictures. It is only on social media you can see videos. It is only on social media that you can see things that are happening on the ground by the local people. It is only on the social media that you can see videos of victims, being taken by their immediate family members and friends and relatives and neighbors. It is only the social media that have given the voice to the voiceless, because all the mainstream media and all the NTAs and AITs and channels of this world have been bought over and intimidated. I'm not saying that there are no photoshops on social media. There are photoshops. There are manipulated videos on social media. There is no doubt. But it is only on social media that you can get the reality of things as they come on the ground, because everybody has a cell phone. It was even through the social media that we were able to get a direct and a live reportage of what happened in Lekki, because there were no television stations on the ground to report what happened in Lekki. Even the mainstream media today depend on the social media to function. Even the channel television, AIT and all the mainstream media today depend on the social media to survive. So depend on the social media. Even CNN, as big as CNN and BBC is, they depend on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to get their news. So what happens in this case? Their duty was to go on the ground. Their duty was to go to Obibo. Their duty was to meet the local people, if there are still any, and ask them, what we are seeing on social media, is it true that Igbos are being killed in Obibo? That the houses of Igbo people, that businesses of Igbo people are being burnt down in Obibo? That young men, children are being targeted? Even the military went as much as stealing chickens, goat, cows, anything you can think of that they can lay their hand upon. I'm talking about livestock. They were catering away with people's food in their shops and in their houses. Now, you are doubting what is happening in social media, which for you is anybody can doubt anything that you see on social media. Anybody can doubt anything you see on social media. If you cannot verify the news, why didn't you go on the ground? From Port Harcourt government house to Obibo is roughly 1 hour's drive, because I lived in Obibo myself. About an hour drive. I don't know how with the traffic and all that, which I don't think is up to. Now, why didn't you people move in group and go straight to Obibo and confirm what you were being, the news that you were hearing on social media, if the military were killing people in Obibo or not? So, my own position is the Igbo leadership have failed woefully, and the failure of the Igbo leadership is seen in the activities of Ohaneze and the so-called Igbo governors. Their failure is being demonstrated to the point that rather than going on the ground in Obibo to find out if Igbos are being killed in Obibo, majority of the people that are being killed were being targeted in the name of IPOB. So if you are an Igbo person in Obibo, automatically you are an IPOB. We've seen many. I have evidence of people that were being shot. Many are still missing as we speak. Many are still missing. They cannot even give account as we speak right now.
Whatever they write in their social media, it is their business. What I will say is what we know. We won't come here to put petrol in the house we are living, because we don't know the aim of the people writing all the things they are writing in the social media. What we want is peace in Rivers State. I have great respect for the governor. Since assumption of office, from his first time, he is an action governor. Otherwise, Mr. Project, as he is widely known and called, most Igbos here can attest to the fact that he is a good governor. Under his administration, Rivers State has been transformed into an overseas metropolis. Many roads have.
Now, these guys cannot cease amusing me. Now, they came on a finding mission to verify whether Igbos are being killed in Obibo. At the end of the day, all of them ended up in government house. None of them went to Obibo to verify whether what they heard on social media is true or not. Rather, they appointed another stooge who is reading out what is being written. Because what you see here is
he's reading, expanded,
he's reading,
now we have flyovers all over Port Harcourt.
Possibly it is even the governor that wrote for him what he's reading. All of them have already taken side, because as far as they are concerned, anybody that died in Obibo is an IPOB member. As long as these people are concerned, if you die in Obibo, because their problem is IPOB. Their problem is IPOB. So anybody, whether you are a baby, you are a child, even children in the womb, even if you die in Obibo, you are a member of IPOB. And for them, they are not interested in the death of Igbos in Obibo. They are trying to change the narrative. Now they are telling us the developmental stride of the governor, how he's building bridges and building roads. Nobody is doubting whether the governor is building bridge or building road. It is his responsibility to put infrastructure in Obibo. It is the duty of Nwike to build bridge and build road with his monthly allocation. But what we are talking about here is not about building bridge and building roads. What we are talking about here is, have you gone to Obibo to find out who and who were killed, who and whose houses were burnt down, businesses destroyed? We've seen a lot of people cry out to say they wake up in the morning and see their businesses being burnt down. Many car parts dealers, many of all the shops were being burned down. Like I said, the military even went as far as, stealing chickens and livestock, goat, sheep, animals, livestock, even egg, where chicken, where they lay egg, they carry chicken, carry egg, join body. They went on rampage, destroying houses, killing young children, innocent children. And none of these people here reading out notes that was given to them have gone on the ground. I don't know if this man had been to Obibo. Now, this man that is reading this note,
he's a friend to the Igbos in River State and also to other non-indigenous of other tribes in River State. Under his administration, Igbo businesses have thrived in the state.
Was there a time that Igbos were not doing well in River State? Was there a time that Igbos have never been successful in River State? To tell us that Igbo businesses have thrived, is Nwike giving Igbos bonuses? Is he lending them the money? Is he giving them any financial incentive to support their businesses? So how have Nwike, being governor, have to do with Igbo businesses in River State? Is River State making any financial provision for Igbo businesses in terms of bonus or leverages? So you coming here to play politics with the life of our people that are being killed in Obibo is completely unacceptable. I don't even want to go forward with this video. I just want many of you who might have come across this video and are dismayed to understand that these are people playing politics with the life and blood of our people, trying to discredit the only source of news for the common man, which is the social media. The social media is the only source of news, because all the mainstream media have been hijacked. They don't, okay, since the killing of Obibo, since the killing and the massacring of our people in Obibo, how many mainstream media, have channels television gone down there? Have even BBC gone down there? Have CNN gone down there? Have Al Jazeera gone down to bring any report? Have any mainstream media gone to Obigbo to see and bring a report that is contrary to what is trending on social media? Have any other news agency gone down, went to Obigbo to bring a contrary report from what is happening on social media, news that is coming in and things that are coming in? None. So how can you now tell us that people who are on social media are just writing what they like because they want to instigate people against? Who is instigating? Nobody is instigating nobody. And that is the reason you would have had, you had the opportunity to go to Obigbo and see things for yourself. But rather than going to Obigbo, you are in Rivers State Government House gossiping. Nnawodo was in Rivers State Government House gossiping. Ebonyi State Governor, Umahi, Abia State Governor, all of them were in River State Government House, because I call it gossip. It is gossip because none of them have taken the courage to go to Obigbo and verify the story they hear on social media, whether it's true or false. None of them have had the courage to tell Nwike, okay, take us to Obigbo. Let us go and see with our eyes how many Igbos that are killed, if at all Igbos are killed, since Nwike said that he's not targeting Igbos in River State. So I want our people to understand that everything you see here is about politics. The problem they feel they face is IPOB, because they believe that it's IPOB that is, you know, drawing them back from achieving the 2023 presidency, Igbo presidency. That if they can kill as much as IPOB, as many IPOB as possible, that they will have their way. That by killing IPOB, that they will have their way to Igbo presidency 2023. That is the basis to what you see here. It is quite unfortunate. Somebody said, including Ikoku, up till now, Nwike still locked down our shop. So he even talked about the Ikoku issue today. Nwike made a reference to Ikoku, but I do not know the story. But Amechi Nwogu, I would have loved you to, you know, give us a little detail of what happened in Ikoku as well, even if it's not why we are here. But it would have been very nice that we also know, because it is very, very important we bring the plight of our people so that our people will understand what we are going through. So now, if you have anybody who is on the ground in Obigbo, would have also loved to hear not a story of these old men in government house, would want to hear a story of people on the ground. What happened in Obigbo? We need to hear what happened in Ogi. I have a lot of evidences. I have a lot of videos and pictures of injured people and many people, but we need to hear a story of what happened in Obigbo. Because what these people are doing is not just a fact-finding mission. They are not on a fact-finding mission because there is no fact in their mission. There is no fact in their mission. What they are doing is playing politics at the back of the victims of this military invasion in Obibo. They are playing politics. They are trying to cash into the blood of those that were massacred, the Igbos that were killed in Obibo. And we will never allow them to change the narrative. Whether Nwike is building bridges, whether he's constructing road, whether he's building skyscraper, it is his responsibility. Nobody is doubting. We've seen also Dele Momodu went on a bridge, patrolling left, right, and center. Nobody is. The Dele Momodu, the question that came up that made you to interview Nwike was not about the bridge that you went to video, to film. It was about Obibo. Dele Momodu, have you now taken your time to go to Obibo and find out what happened there? I saw Dele Momodu doing a live video in Port Harcourt on top of a bridge. Have Dele Momodu gone to Obibo, which is the bone of contention? Has Dele Momodu gone to Obibo to ask questions and do live video to show the world how Obibo looks right now? Nwike cannot use building of bridge and building of road. Nwike cannot use road construction to divert the attention of the world from the genocide that he has committed, that is still going on in Obibo. These are two different things. You cannot use building of road to cover your sins. You have committed atrocities, you have committed genocide, and will continue to tell it to the world because that is how it is. Somebody said that people killed army and the police. Before the people started reacting and eventually killed the army and the police, what happened? Because I see Ogundipe Olaiton, who said, but why your people killed 6 army and police? Before the people started killing army and police, what happened? People just woke up in the morning and started killing army and police? That is the question I'm asking. And that is why there is need for these so-called shameless elders to go to Obibo and find out what happened. Have the army and the police not been living and patrolling in Obibo for the past how many centuries? So what happened that now made the people to turn against the military and the police in Obibo? If the army and the police were killed, what led to it? So I would like Ogundipe to answer that question. I also want Ogundipe to answer that question. What led to the killing of the military? What led to the killing of the police? Did the people just started killing the police and the army without purpose? What led to what? Before you say somebody slapped me, what do you do when they take slap you? Somebody will just see you on the road, no action, and there was a reaction. And besides, the question is, the army and the police that were killed, how do you ascertain who and who killed them? What investigation brought about, you know, the determination to know who killed the police and the army? That's another question. What is the process that led to the killing of the army and the police? How do you determine who and who? How did you know that those people who kill the army and the police are Igbos in Obibo? Because in Obibo, you have other ethnic groups. You have the Yorubas as well. You have the Hausas. So you have other little ethnic groups in Obibo. So how do you now determine that it was the Igbos? What led to the investigation that came out to now identify the killers of those military personnel? How did you come to that finding? So that is the question. So why am I bringing all these issues? I'm bringing all these issues so that Nwike and his gang should not divert the attention of the world from the reality. Nwike should not divert the attention of the people. You should not use the Eastern governor, because we know that all of you are politicians. Eh? All of you are politicians. You are all of you are you are all holding each other's back. The governor of Ebonyi State is not different from the governor of River State. Even the governor of Ebonyi State, the governor of Anambra State, the governor of Abia State, all of them, they all have blood on their hands. So it will not come as a surprise that all of them are also clapping and supporting Nwike, because they have all soiled their hands in blood of their own people. All the people that I see in this video in River State Government House, they have in one way or the other soiled their hands with the blood of their own people. So it's not coming as a surprise that they are supporting Nwike in the killing of the Igbos, who they are supposed to protect, who they are supposed to represent as governors, as Ohaneze and Igbo.
Also, the Igbos have contributed to the development of Port Harcourt in many ways. Most edifices and high rises in Port Harcourt are owned by the Igbos, among other things. With the greatest respect, I plead to their excellencies, that is our governors from the southeast, the southeastern governors, and the President General for Ohaneze and Igbo worldwide, to please advise our Igbo brothers here in River State to be careful and not to be involved in anything that will constitute an abuse to the hospitality of the host communities. I'm the governor of River State. I hope you know that. I'm the governor of what? River State. Today, the truth must be told. I must all hear that. Because
the truth must be told, and we must all hear it. And the truth is that Nwike have killed Igbos in Obibo. Excuse me. Nwike have committed genocide against Igbos in Obibo. Nyesom Nwike is indicted in the killing of Igbos in River State. That is the truth. Any other thing that you are trying to tell us is just by the way. Were Igbos killed in Obibo? Yes. Were their houses burnt down? Yes. Were their businesses burnt down? Yes. Who gave the order? Nyesom Nwike. And you cannot change. I don't even want to listen to what Nyesom Nwike have to say, because there is nothing he said that makes sense to me. Listening to Nyesom Nwike is like wasting of time, wasting my time. Because he will always go on the defense. So there's nothing he's going. I've taken my time to listen to what he has to say. But there's nothing he says here that makes any sense. Because it is his duty to defend himself. But it is also our duty to present the facts to the world. And that is what we are doing. And that is why I'm here. To tell the world that Nyesom Nwike have committed genocide in Obibo. If the military and the police were killed in Obibo, what was the process of the investigation that led to the burning of people's houses, killing of people, killing little children, killing everybody? What stopped the military and the police from investigating and identifying those involved in this action, rather than setting the entire community ablaze? Is it the whole Obibo that is it the whole Igbo people in Obibo that gang up and kill 6 military men? Is it the whole Igbos in Obibo that ganged up? Is it the whole Igbos in Obibo that ganged up and killed the security men? The answer is no. So why target the whole Igbos in Obibo? If at all it was the Igbos that killed those police, the army and the police, if at all, because no investigation was carried out, they have not presented any document to look at who and who is involved. It was a protest that broke out. A protest that broke out. People were police stations were burnt in Lagos. Police stations were burnt all over the country, almost. Policemen were killed all over the place. Police stations were burnt down all over the place. Some military men were killed in other places, in many other places. So why should Obibo now become the victim of NSAS protest in Nigeria? To the point that if you are an Igbo person in Obibo, you're already dead. If you are an Igbo person in Obibo, you are dead. That is not justice. And Nwike must account, he must be held responsible, and he must account for the life of Igbos that were killed by the same Nyesom Nwike and his culprits. Nwike declared a young man, Stanley Mbere, wanted with 50 million bounty as a leader of IPOB in Rivers State. At the end of the day, the same Nwike came out and said that the Stanley Mbere is not a member of IPOB. But he still went ahead, despite the fact that this same Stanley Mbere is not a member of IPOB. Nwike still went ahead hunting for, in the name of IPOB, hunting for Igbos to kill. Nwike think that we can forget so easily that he declared a certain Stanley Mbere wanted in Rivers State and placed a 50 million bounty on his head. And the same Nwike came out again to tell us that Stanley Mbere is not a member of IPOB, but he went after IPOB, killing Igbos in Obibo in the name of IPOB. And the killing is still going on as we speak today. So how do you reconcile that? How do you reconcile the fact that Nwike accused Stanley Mbere as a leader of IPOB in Obibo, declared him wanted, placed a bounty on his head of 50 million, and later came back to tell us that Stanley Mbere is not a member of IPOB, But the hunt for IPOB continues, and Igbos are being killed in the name of IPOB in Igbo. We need to reconcile that. And Nwike must take responsibility. And no matter how you try to swing left, right, and center, we'll continue to bring the facts, because that is the truth. Because Nwike himself said that the truth must be told. And that is where we are standing. The truth must be told. And the truth is that Nwike massacred Igbos in Igbo. I will continue to bring it to the world. We cannot stop. And today, Nyesom have demonstrated that he's an accomplice to the killing of Igbos in Igbo. He hasn't condemned it. In fact, he sang and praised Nwike for the killing of Ndi Igbo in Igbo. Nyesom, Okezi Bazu, none of them condemned the action of Nwike. So it shows that all these politicians are all accomplices to the killing of Igbos in Igbo. And all of them have to pay. None of them stood up and said, okay, Nwike, let us go to Igbo and see firsthand what happened there. None of them bothered. They took the story of Nwike, swallowed it, hook, line, and sinker. And the story ends there, and they sang and praised him as the best governor in the zoo called Nigeria. But we will not forget, we'll continue to tell the world that Nwike massacred our people, and he must give account for the massacring of our people. He ordered the military to go after the Igbos in Igbo, and that is the truth. You cannot divert it with building a bridge and road and construction. No. They are two separate issues. You can build all the bridges and all the roads as much as you like. It doesn't stop the fact, it doesn't change the fact that you massacred Igbos in Igbo. Because that is the truth of the matter. So, without wasting much of your time, I have to come to the end of this program today. It is very, very painful. It is disheartening. But I will try as much as possible to be back here tomorrow on Biafra Television to continue from where we stop. And I'll also possibly try to see if I can bring in a guest to see who can join me in the analysis of this event. And we'll continue to remind Igbos that people who are supposed to protect you are clapping, dancing, and eating with your murderers. And that is where I have to come to the end of the program. And my name is Patrick DK, and I want to say good night and God bless you all.